very warm welcome to our YouTube session. I really hope that you guys are doing well. Now, our topic of today's discussion is quite interesting, and this is one of those issues which had a deep impact on the national movement, and that was the coming in of the Simon Commission. So that is exactly what we'll be discussing today. We'll be discussing about their objectives, their recommendations, and what were their limitations as to why the Indians were saying that they should go back. All right. Now, I'm sure you've seen a lot of movies. I'm sure you've seen a lot of scenes regarding this. There's one particular scene, and this was in there's this movie called The Legend of Bhagat Singh. So there's this very beautiful scene. I don't know if I should call it beautiful or not, but yes, there's a scene where the Simon Commission is coming, and there are Indians who have black flags in their hand, and they have placards which have written "Simon, go back. Simon, wapas jao." So why do you think they wanted the Simon Commission to go back? What was the reason, right? That is exactly what we will be taking a look at. Okay. So first of all, let us see what were the objectives. Fine. Now, to delay the transfer of power and review the working of Government of India Act of 1919. So now the Indians have been promised some kind of representative government, right, according to the Government of India Act of 1919. But the Britishers wanted to make sure that this transfer of power would take as much time as possible to report on the future of the relationships between the native state and the British government. The second objective was so that they could report on what kind of relationships were to be maintained between the British government and the native states of India. Third, to exhibit that the British were sincere in their efforts of giving the people self-rule, but it was the Indians who could not come to a consensus of power sharing. So they wanted to show that the Britishers are so benign, they're so interested in giving us powers, they so want us to have powers to self-rule, but it is the Indians who have issues, it is Congress and the Muslim League who have issues, and they're not able to decide on things. They're not able to come to a conclusion on things. And this, the last one is to give political autonomy without economic autonomy. So they did promise us that they would be giving us political autonomy, but never did they say that they would give us economic autonomy. Because that is what the Britishers were here for. They were here to drain us economically, be it the British Crown or the English East India Company. There's no difference as far as what they were doing economically to us. Okay, so what were the recommendations? They wanted to abolish diarchy, and they wanted to set up a federal form of government, and maximum autonomy was to be given to the provinces. The second recommendation, a federal constitution to be made, but Indians would not be given any representation at the center. So center was completely under the control of the Britishers. So foreign policies, defense, etc. would be under their control, but the provincial autonomy would be given to the Indians. Fine. No changes were proposed in the central executive. So the central executive body is going to remain the same, which would be dominated by the Britishers only. Then the separation of administration of Burma from the Indian colonial administration was recommended. This was another one of the recommendations which does not really have anything to do with the Indian constitution as such, sorry, the Indian national movement as such. But yes, there was a separation that was suggested that Burma's administration should be separated from Indian colonial administration. Fine. Then the other recommendation was that the number of members of the Provincial Legislative Council should be increased. So number of members who are there in the Provincial Legislative Council, they have to be increased. Okay. So suppose there are 20 members, so now it will be 25. To help with the growth of political consciousness of the people, the franchise should be extended from 2.8 to 10 to 15%. So what do you mean by franchise? Franchise here means that people who are voting for their government. So earlier it was only 2.8% of people who were voting for their government. and Simon Commission wanted to extend it to 10 to 15%. The tendency to appoint a commission after every 10 years to bring new constitutional reforms, all right, was to be curtailed, not encouraged. Please understand that there was this demand that every 10 years a commission has to be appointed so that new constitutional reforms could be brought about, right? But this was something which was curtailed because obviously they did not want to bring about those reforms, right? Never wanted to bring about those reforms. They just wanted to keep India at the same level. Now, if you look at some of these recommendations, they do make sense, isn't it? So why is it that Indians were so against the Simon Commission? Why were they asking them to go back? That is a big question. So that you will get in the limitations. There were no Indian members in the commission. The Simon Commission had come to India to decide on the fate of India, to decide what will happen to the Indians, but there was no representation of Indians in the commission. So who's going to tell them about the problems that Indians were facing? No one is going to tell them, and they did not really wanted to hear about our problems. They just wanted to do something to show that, okay, we have done something. No universal franchise was adopted, as you saw. The franchise was increased to 10 to 15%, but universal franchise was not given. The position of Governor General remained the same. The powers, the position remained the same. There was no provision to abolish separate electorates, but it was given to other communities as well. So imagine what the Britishers were doing. Imagine what the Simon Commission was doing. They were trying to separate us, right? They succeeded in that. As far as Hindus and Muslims were concerned, we are still bearing the brunt of it. We have two separate nations now. And now they were trying to create an India of many partitions. They have given these separate electorates to different communities, and had our leaders not worked for this, we would have an India of many partitions, guys. Then lastly, no financial devolution was proposed. See, India was going through a major financial crisis at that point of time. Our economy was dwindling, and that was completely because of the drain of wealth, the deindustrialization, and how the Britishers were destroying our economy, right? So, as I said earlier, as I just taught you earlier, that yes, political autonomy was promised, but no autonomy was promised as far as economy was concerned. So that was the biggest drawback of this commission, that yes, they are asking, they're giving us political autonomy, but what they're not giving us is economic autonomy, which was very important, fine. Now, these are the reasons as to why when the Simon Commission came to India, they were welcomed with black placards, and they were welcomed with the slogan of Simon Go Back. It is in this right that Lala Lajpat Rai was badly injured in the Lathi charge, and he died. He succumbed to his injuries. He died because of that. And then you have some revolutionary extremist movements which are connected to it. Okay. So that's about your Simon Commission, guys. I really hope that you've understood this. You have had a good understanding. I've tried to make sure that this is presented in a very comprehensive and a concise manner so that you have an understanding, and most importantly, whenever you want to revise, you're able to do it well. All right. So thank you so much for joining me here. That's it. That's about it for today's video. If you have any doubts, any questions, any queries, please feel free to drop them in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to address you, to help you with it. Till then, please take care. This is me, Nikki Sinha, signing off. Bye-bye. See you all.